Hello, second graders. Liliana and I are back to do this investigation with you. So if you haven't already gathered your materials that I told you you needed, that's okay. You can go ahead and grab them now. Let me remind you what you need. First, you need 2 plastic cups. Here are plastic cups, but as you can see, they don't show up on the camera very well. So we decided that we're gonna go ahead and use glass cups so you are able to see it better at home on camera. Now, if you only have glass cups at home and you don't have plastic cups, make sure that you ask an adult if you can use them and be super careful. Second, we need a graduated cylinder. Now, I know you don't have these lying around your house, and that is a-okay. So you are going to go around and find a container that is a different shape or size than the glass or the plastic cup that you're choosing. So I looked around and I even have like a measuring cup that I could use, okay? So find another type of container. And then finally you need some type of solid. Liliana and I actually have a marble, so we're gonna be using a marble. But if you don't have a marble, you can find another type of solid, okay? So a penny, a nickel, a dime, even a little Lego, but your solid needs to fit into your containers that you chose. So ours needs to fit in our graduated cylinder as well as our glass here, okay? So pause this video right here if you don't have those items and go ahead and grab them. All right, next thing you're gonna do is grab your science notebook. Okay, and inside your science notebook, we are going to make a chart, okay, to record our observations. Remember, observations are what we see, okay? So this is what your chart is going to look like. So you can pause the video right there so you can copy the chart. And now I'm going to explain the chart to you. So here in the first column, we have our container. So I wrote cylinder, okay? You can write whatever you chose. You can even write tall glass, whatever you chose for your one item. And then I have our plastic cup down here. And then we have shape of the water and shape of the marble. Because if you remember yesterday, that's what I told you we were gonna focus on today, looking at the shape of the water and the shape of the marble. Now, if you're using a coin or a penny, you can write penny there, okay? And then at the very bottom, I have an area for predictions. And predictions are just an educated guess. What do you think is going to happen?
Yes.
Are we ready to get started though?
Yes.
All right, so let's tell them one more time. Pause here and copy if needed. Move your hand. Okay, now we're ready to get started. So here we go. First thing you're gonna need to do is get your taller container. So we're gonna use our graduated cylinder and we filled it up with some water, okay? Now I know it's hard for you to see the water at home. So what Liliana is going to do is she's gonna pour just a tiny drop of food coloring so you are better able to see it at home. You don't need to do this step, okay? Go ahead, Lil, just a little drop goes a long way. Perfect, or a couple drops. All right, so as you can see, our food coloring is making its way down to the bottom there, and we see. All right, so Liliana, looking at this, how would you describe the water or the shape of the water in the graduated cylinder or your taller container?
Like a little tall?
It is sort of tall. Would you say it's skinny?
Yes.
Yeah, it's sort of skinny, tall and skinny, okay? So second graders, what we're going to do is we're going to record our observations, what we see in our student notebook. So again, right here, where it says cylinder, because that's my taller container, what we started with, shape of the water. We're going to record either with words or pictures what we see. Now, I like to draw, even though I'm not the best drawer, just because I'm a visual person and I like to see things, but you can also write and explain in words as well, whichever you prefer. So I'm going to draw our little graduated cylinder here. Then Liliana, will you put the water in it for us?
Yes.
I'm not the best drawer, but go ahead. Draw the water line where you think it is and color it in. And then next to it, we're gonna write a little some words also to describe it. Just quick jot down words. Thank you.
we go.
Perfect. Thank you. So we said that it was like sort of taller, the shape, and it was almost sort of skinny. Okay? So there we go. There's our graduated cylinder, and it's filled almost a little above halfway there. And we wrote tall and skinny. Now, the next step, what we're going to do, but before we do it, hold on. We are going to take our other container, our plastic cup, and we are going to pour, bless you, pour this liquid from the cylinder into the glass cup. But before we do that, second graders, I want you to think, what do you think is going to happen? Make a prediction. Remember, a prediction is an educated guess. It's okay if you're wrong, right?
Yes.
So, Liliana, if I had to pour this into the glass here, or into our plastic cup, whatever you have at home, but it's a different shaped container, what do you think might happen? Make a prediction.
That's gonna fill the cup.
Oh, you think it's gonna fill the cup up?
Yes.
That makes sense, right? Because the cup's a lot smaller, isn't it? Look at that. Okay, so down at the bottom where it says prediction, we're gonna jot down Liliana's prediction. She says, I think, we're gonna write in a complete sentence, I think the liquid or the water, right, will fill the entire cup up. Now, you may have a different prediction, and that's fine. Right at the bottom, I want you to write in a complete sentence what your prediction is. So we wrote, I think the liquid will fill the entire cup up. So pause right here if you need a minute to write your prediction. Now, Liliana's ready with the glass. We're gonna pour it in, and let's see if it goes all the way to the top. Keep going. Is that it? She thought it was going to be a lot. Is that okay that our predictions are wrong? Yes, that's how scientists learn, right? They keep making predictions, they experiment, they observe things, and they see what happened. So look at this. Didn't fill it all the way up, did it?
No.
No, it's sort of right at the bottom of the glass, not even halfway through the glass, right? So again, we are going to record what we're seeing and what we're observing. So, right under the plastic cup, or you could put glass cup, okay? I am going to draw our cup, right? And our liquid, isn't that, how would you describe it? Sort of like that. See that?
Yes.
It's shorter, isn't it?
Yeah. Way
Short.
shorter than this cup.
Yeah, way shorter than the cylinder, she said.
Because this one's way much taller. This one's bigger.
So this one's taller, she's saying, and this one is shorter but bigger around is what she's saying. That's interesting. Think about these. Right now we're recording what we're observing, but we're going to think about it and talk about it at the end, okay? Now, let's look at our marble, right?
Yes.
Or your solid, your penny, your dime, your nickel, whatever it may be. Our next step is we're going to take our solid and we are going to put it into our taller container. But before we do that, Liliana, I want you to make a prediction.
Yes.
What do you think might happen to the marble when you put it inside the cylinder or the taller container? What do you think might happen?
I think that...
Make a prediction. Whatever you think.
that it's not going to change its shape.
She doesn't think it's going to change its shape. All right, so on our, as she loses the marble, on our predictions, okay, we are going to write, I think it will not change its shape. Is that what you said?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, so she wrote, I think it will not change its shape. You pause your video right here and make your prediction. All right, you ready, Lil?
Yeah.
Drop the marble in. Let's see. Did it change its shape?
No, it didn't.
No, it did not. Look at that. You were right. So again, we're going to draw our cylinder in our observation. And then I'm just going to draw my marble right down there. It stayed the same. Now, let's go ahead and do it in our glass, but be careful because we don't want to crack it. Don't do that. All right, good. Did it change its shape?
No.
No. So right here in my glass, I'm going to draw my glass with my marble. And look at that. It stayed the same. All right, so second graders, now we have our completed observation chart, okay? Let's talk about this. Let's think about the shape of the water first. Shape of the water in here was tall and
Skinny.
skinny. Very good. Come closer. Here, it was short and sort of spread out, a little fatter, right?
Yeah.
So,
Bigger.
what can we say about the shape of water? Did the shape of the water change?
Yes.
It did. The water took the shape of the container that it was in. Just like we talked about in our last lesson with the river, the water took the shape of the river, as well as the water took the shape of that trough that the horses were drinking out of. Or, look at this. I'm going to have this cup. Let me pour it into the measuring cup here. Look at that. It's taking the shape of its container. The amount of water is not changing.
Yeah.
Okay, just the shape, and it's taking the shape of the container. What about our solid? We used a marble. You might have used a penny or a Lego. Did that shape change?
No, it didn't.
That shape
Still the
never
same.
changed. So what can we say about solids? Solids keep their shape. And liquids shape changes based on the container you put it in.
Ooh.
Very cool. So on the next couple slides, boys and girls, you are going to have 2 wrap it up questions to answer, okay? And you could do them right in your science notebook. So thanks for hanging out with us today and doing this experiment. I hope you had fun, and don't forget to clean up your workspace.
Bye.
Bye.